This is rather a difficult video in a way, because it's aimed mainly at priests and religious being nuns, monks, etc. How many of you actually believe in the supernatural? How many of you, although taught about spirits and exorcism and people being deceived and Satan and fallen angels, how many of you actually believe that ordinary people can experience supernatural phenomena that come from heaven? Not many of you, I'll bet. And I'll bet that because I have sought for 40 years to get help from the church on this matter. Not everybody that has things happen to them is calling up spirits. They're not reading books from New Age and spiritualism. They're not desperate to be seen to be mediums, psychics, healers, all the rest. They're ordinary people who love God, who want to serve God and never offend him. But you know what? God actually uses ordinary people like me to actually work for him, to do things for him. He decides who will have these gifts and who doesn't, not man and not you. So what do you do when people come to you saying, Father, I have a problem, I need help? What do? You usually send them away and say, it's all from the devil. Go away and say an Our Father and 3 Hail Marys. Go and say the Rosary. You never ever sit there and say, tell me about it. Let me hear what it is that you've been experiencing. None of you offer to find them a spiritual advisor or director within the church when they've come to you seeking help, who is better able to advise them if you aren't. This is where the church is very remiss at helping people. This is why there has been such a huge growth of false spirituality today, of people walking away from the church and walking into false teachings, because the false teachers are only too willing to grab them. Satan wants to take souls from God, and you are playing right into his hands by not giving guidance and help when these people really need it. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky, because I too ended up falling into these places in desperation for somebody to understand me, to listen to me, to maybe give me guidance. The reason I'm very lucky is not because I ended up there, but because I walked away, because God gave me the discernment to be able to recognise what they did was nothing of him, nothing at all like him. People like me, and there are many of us, not that many obviously, but there are many of us around the world, and I know there are because I deal with them. They come to me for help because you won't help them. So they come to me, a layperson that has tried hard with bishops and priests to be heard, offering her services to help guide people within the church. A person who has constantly been turned away in favour of false mystics and visionaries. Yes, false. And I know they're false because I know how God comes to us. I test the spirits every time. I see false visionaries that never test. I see priests and nuns going to these false visionaries and not testing them either, or what they say. You need to change. You need to give guidance. You need to give help. And if you don't know how, then it is your duty. It is your duty to sit and listen to them, to help them, to offer, just to listen even. And it is your duty to find someone within the church, if you feel they are genuine, and many will be, it is your duty to find them someone who can help. If there is no such thing, why does the church have exorcists? Many of these people who think they're gifted aren't, and they need help in discerning which is right, which is wrong, which is real, which isn't. but no one is helping them. I have offered the church my services. I don't want paid. I'm not out to make money. I'm not out to become famous. I'm out to help people learn how to save their whole souls. I am out to try and give those people guidance to stop them walking into false ways. And that is a job you should be doing. For every soul that you lose, you will be answerable for in heaven one day. Are you prepared to keep losing souls, as many as you are, into false ways? Or is it time you approached your bishop maybe and asked about helping and giving guidance about this, which is a huge problem in the world today? The decision is yours to make.